Hello everyone, welcome to Energy First Golf. Today in this video, I want to clarify something, and a lot of fans and members ask me, what is the proper understanding the stroke of a putting stroke, the path? And the truth is there's only two type of path. Now we're talking about conventional style putting. We're not talking about arm lock. Okay, we're not talking about arm lock, and we're not talking about anchoring with the body. We're just talking about straight based on hands on the grip and club away from the body. Okay, now remember, there's no such thing, I repeat, there's no such thing as straight back, straight through putting stroke with energy first, impact later at full golf. Okay, there's no such thing. Okay, there's always a arc. Okay, so today we're going to talk about there's only two type of arc, and I want to make sure everybody understanding why there's only two type of arc. All right. So the easiest way to say is that why there's two type of arc. It has everything to do with your shoulder line. Is your shoulder line purely parallel with the ground? Okay. So in other words, right now, if I set up like this, okay, as you can see, my hands are together right now. If I set up like that, so my shoulder line right now, hopefully I do a good job making sure this line is straight because I can't see myself, and hopefully this line right here, because my hands are together, this line is parallel to the ground. So if this line is parallel to the ground, when I rotate my core, the arc, it's going to be very much mirroring this side, the right side, and the left side because you're even. All right. Now there's another type of arc, is that if your right shoulder is lower than your left shoulder, if your right shoulder is lower than your left shoulder, then this arc, it's not going to match. Okay, because one side is lower than the other. Okay, so this side of the arc and this side is not gonna match. Okay, so that's the reason why you have a lot of training aid, which is the momentous training aid. You got arc, that's backstrokes, more curvage, and this is straight. Now again, this is just a training aid. The idea is that when you go through the ball, you still have to have what, toe flow, depending on your toe flow. Now obviously a lot of people say, well, I have a face balance putter. If you have a face balance putter like a mullet, you will still have toe flow, but it's more of an even. Then again, I would highly recommend, if you use a face balance putter, I highly recommend you guys use which is the straight line parallel to the ground, the shoulder line that's parallel to the ground, which is the left hand lobe. And do this type of setup, and then you can have a mirroring, means the backstroke here and follow through is going to be the exact same. That's what I recommend for people who use the face balance putter. You can actually do that. Okay, so if you have right shoulder lower than your left, even with a face balance putter, you're not exactly having the exact same matching arc. Okay, so this is extremely important. There's no pure straight back and straight back because your body isn't standing on top of the target line. Okay, there's always going to be slight curve. But we talked about those two type of curve. One is matching curve. One is more of a here and here. So now obviously it really depending on you. That's why you have to check your stroke and check your setup. It really depending on your tilting of the shoulder. Sometimes people have very little. Sometimes I have a lot. Sometimes people have straight. Okay. So those are the things that you have to check. I mean, the easiest way to say is that we already know Earth is turning on an axis. So the degree is about 23.5, I think to be exact, 23.5. So because of tilting axis, it's creating the seasoning. So in other words, it's not purely on a pure rotational axis. If it's on a 180 degree or 90, a straight line. So you can see, that's the reason why if I have my body, my shoulders lower than this, so when I do putt, when I get through here, this arc and this arc, it's not going to match. But again, everybody has a different type, different length of arms. So we're dealing with every player, even tour player, we're dealing with between how much lower here, go from right, you go to a flat. So that really determines your arc. If you have a pure flat shoulder line, then you will have a pure mirroring arc, but just have a little bit lower, it changes things. So everybody's a little bit different, right? So if you're picturing what I'm telling you, you will see it. That's exactly why putting is very tricky. But then a lot of people, they can tend to get handsy, right? So that will also add an extra element of uncertainty when you get really handsy. Okay. Hello everyone. Thank you for watching this video. We now have a personal swing analysis, and also we offer personal instructional video. We have our own golf gloves, belts, shirts, hats, and bucket hats. If you're interested, please click on the Shopify link below. And don't forget to click like and subscribe to our channel. And please continue watching this video. Now, the next question is, most people ask me, well, what do I like? I actually used to try, I'm going to use my putter. I actually used to try this. Okay, I should try this. So I know everything's mirroring. I like the fact that when it's shorter putts, it's very good. But was when the long putts, I actually, for myself, I've actually have a hard time controlling the distance and speed because it's minimizing my lagging when there's a longer putts. So in other words, what's this, right? When I keep my right hand here, if you notice that if I have a longer putts, I have a hard time feeling the flow of the weight of the putter. So I cannot feel the speed of the putt. So that's the reason why I always use right hand low, because right now when I have a right hand low, I can definitely lag it a lot more. You can see I can lag it. So in other words, with a longer putt, I can feel the flow. Okay, so that is the only reason why I don't like using the straight shoulder line, meaning left hand low putting style. But if you like it, that's great. Just make sure you know your arc has got to match. But if you guys check your posture, check your setup, if this shoulder is lower, you have to tell yourself my arc is not going to be mirroring. It's not going to be matching. It's still going to be an arc, but it's not going to be exact same. Okay, now also obviously we talked about toe flow. See, this putter has got 1/8. So if you have a different type of putter, so in other words, your arc and your release of the putter head, the toe flow, has to match with your stroke. So that's the reason why putting gets very tricky. You know, first you have to identify your shoulder line, how much of tilt you got, and what type of arc you have. And then second, you have to find the release, the toe flow. And again, there's a lot of putters out there. Some putters may not have toe flow, but I personally don't like the putter that doesn't have a toe flow. Like I say, I have a hard time myself feel the distance and the speed, just for me. So I've always used, now again, I have used face balance putter before, but I always tend to go back to a little toe flow. I have like, this is a 1/8, I have 1/25th, okay, or just depends on 1/15th. However you want to, the specification of the putter. When I say 1/25th, actually it's 25-degree toe hang. Okay, so now obviously you got 45-degree, and then you got the 75%, right? So if you guys go to Scotty Cameron, you will see a lot of those specifications. Today, like I say, I really want to make sure you guys understand why there's arc and why there's two different type of arc. Okay, it's because your setup. Okay, now again, there's no such thing as straight back, straight through. There's no such thing everything going straight line. Okay, there's no such thing everything going straight line like this. There's always a slight arc. There's always a slight arc. Okay, so, and of course the Tiger Woods and Jack, they're all very good putters. You can see, especially Jack, he crunches down really low, and this shoulder, right shoulder, is lower, So his putters always go from low on the right, high on the left. All right. So he figured out what type of arc works for him the best. All right. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Leave a comment. See what you think about this video. All right. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer your question. So and don't forget to click like and subscribe to our channel by clicking on this button right here. And we also have 2 recommended videos if you want to know more about Anish first, impact later. And I will see you next time.